Hello, Roadrunner parents and community. Thank you for joining us for another week of a day in the life of a Roadrunner. So today we are going to be looking at an older grade example. We've been looking a lot at some of our primary grades. So today we're going to look at guided reading in 5th grade. Now, guided reading is a reading routine we do every day at every grade level. This is where we have all hands on deck. So we have intervention teachers that help during this time, our special education teachers, our reading specialists. They all support during guided reading time. And this is a time that we really look at the individual needs of our kids versus grade level standards. So throughout the day, each grade level, like we're teaching 5th grade standards throughout the day in 5th grade. But when we get to guided reading time, so guided reading, and sometimes during guided math, we can really target kids at their individual levels. So if they need some intervention or they need some enrichment, we can do that during this small group time. Okay. So when you watch this video, a couple of things. So before she starts reading with the kids, I want you to watch. So she's going to establish some purpose with them. What are they learning today and why? Why are these things important? Okay. So they are going to work on a who, what, why strategy. So this group of kids they are fluent readers already, so they don't need help learning to read. What they're really working is on comprehension. Okay. And really strengthening those comprehension skills. And you're going to watch her go through some vocabulary with the kids before they start reading their book. During reading, you're going to watch that all kids read. So we don't do the round robin reading where one kid reads at a time. The more kids are reading, the more practice they are getting, right? So we want all of the kids reading, and then the teacher's going to check in with with kids individually to have individual conferences with them. When they are done reading, and she chunks this, they're just going to read 2 pages at a time. They're going to have a group discussion and practice that who, what, why strategy together. Then she's going to send them back out again to do some independent practice with that who, what, why strategy. So she's going to model it, and then she's going to give them some sticky notes and a couple more pages to read so that they can practice that strategy on their own and apply it to their reading. Okay. The video is about 6 minutes long, so it's not very long, and you'll just get to see a little chunk of what it looks like in a 5th grade guided reading lesson. Thank you for joining us today for this week's A Day in the Life of a Roadrunner.
More effective than what I was doing before. So this is our book that we're going to be working on this week. So this is about a student named Alex, and him and his classmates are going on a field trip. Okay, so on this field trip, he is going to be inspired by something, and you're going to see Alex change a little bit throughout the story. So our strategy this week is going to be the who, what, why strategy. We've been talking about characters, mostly because we're reading the book Joey Pigza in our book club books. Okay, and Joey Pigza is a complex character. Okay, we have to understand why characters do things and the importance of their actions. So that's what we're going to practice today. We're going to be doing the who, what, why strategy. So we're going to be identifying who the most important character is, what they're doing or what they did on that page or in that chapter, and why they did that. Okay? Before we get started, let's talk about some words we're going to see today. Before you start writing anyone down, we're going to find them in our book, and then we'll copy down our definition, okay? So the first word, some of you may have heard it before, is going to be on page 3. So I want you to go ahead and turn to page 3, and it's the word accurate. When you find the word, I want you just to put your finger on the word accurate. It? All right, so I'm going to read the sentence accurate, okay? It says, everyone says I'm a little shy, and I have to admit it's an accurate description. So accurate, in this case, means correct. So go ahead and write that down in your notes. So on page 3, we're going to see the word accurate, and that means correct. And while you're writing that down, I want you to think of another time maybe you've heard this word or maybe an example of how we can use that word. So go ahead and read pages 2 and 3. When you're done, I want you to think about who these 2 pages are mostly about, okay? Who is the main character of these 2 pages? So George, take a look at the last line here. Do you see how it says, I'm definitely ready to go home? What do you think motivated him to say that?
Because he's been at a lot of places, and it tells us one type of fact that he's been there for 48 hours, so that's 2 days long, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's probably tired, right? Good, keep reading. So just pause there, okay? So here it says that he wanted to say that he liked the dinosaur skeleton the most, but he didn't. Why do you think he didn't say that?
Probably because he would have thought everyone would think that he's like a little baby or something.
Why do you think he might feel that way?
Because probably because he likes dinosaurs and probably everyone else doesn't.
Good. So I want you to take a second to think about who these 2 pages were mostly about. Okay? We're going to practice the strategy together before you guys do it on your own. So let's take a look. We met our first character, right? And who is mainly talking in these 2 pages, or who are we focusing on? So we're looking at this first part here. Emma? Alex, good. And do you guys know what grade he is in? He's 5th grade, so he's your age, right? So our who for these 2 pages would be Alex. All right. What does Alex do in these 2 pages? So our next question asks us, what did he or she do? What does Alex do? George?
Alex is going on trips for 48 hours.
So he's going to the museum, right?
What he wanted to say was dinosaurs, but he didn't want to say it because that would be embarrassing.
Okay, so I'm going to take half of what you said. So what he does is he sits quietly on the bus, right? All of his friends, they're talking about all their favorite museum or all their favorite spots that they visited. And he says that I really wanted to say that I like the Dinosaur Skeleton Museum, but he sat quietly on the bus and didn't say that. So for the what, I'm going to put sits quietly while classmates talk about the trip. I want you to take a second to think about why he sat quietly. You can go back and look in the book. I want you to take a second to think, why would he sit there quietly? Why would he not share? Okay, so take a look back and think, why might he not share that? That his favorite dinosaur skeleton, or his favorite exhibit was the dinosaur skeleton.
Because he's kind of like embarrassed and shy.
He's embarrassed and shy. Awesome. All right, so what we know about Alex so far, and I'm writing really messy right now. What we know about Alex so far is that his classmates are talking, they're all excited about this trip, and he really wants to share, but he's embarrassed and shy. Okay, so he sits quietly. So that's what we know about our first character. All right, so what you guys are going to do now, you are going to read pages 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then you're going to find a Post-it. And on that Post-it, you're going to do exactly what we did, but you're going to do it on your own. Okay, so you're going to write with your pencil on your Post-it what we did. Who is it mostly about? It might not be Alex. Okay, what characters do we focus on those pages? What do those characters do? And why are they doing that? Okay, so go ahead and get questions. Yes.
The page numbers on there?
Yes, I'll put the page numbers up top here, okay? So 4, 5, 6, and 7. It should be up until your first Post-it.